don't be scared to spend money on yourself. Invest in yourself. Don't be cheap on yourself when you want to charge good prices and you want good stuff. You can't be cheap. So don't try to cut corners. You just gotta get your hands dirty and you gotta spend money to make money. So I would say that.
So, Black Fridays family, welcome back to another installment of the Black Fridays podcast. Today, we have somebody in here who is not a stranger to making things fashionable, none other than DJ of The Humble Way. How you doing today?
I'm good, man. Appreciate you for having me.
For sure, no doubt. And if all of you've been paying attention to any of the social content or the IG page, met DJ back in February for the Black Vendor Market that Bamboo, Detroit, and Royal Oak had, and met him at the Royal Oak event. I've been following The Humble Way for a little bit before I got a chance to actually meet you in person, and definitely been impressed with the quality of the merchandise and the apparel that you have. So just wanted to know if you could introduce us a little bit into like, where did The Humble Way come from, the brand, and how did you even start to this fashion journey?
So The Humble Way started in 2017. It was formerly called Humble Beast. Then I changed it to The Humble Way. The Humble Beast came. It actually heard it from a song. It was a G Herbo song, and it kind of stuck with me. And it was like being humble but still being a beast at the same time. And it was a signature. It was like some slashes across the chest logo. But The Humble Way, I had rebranded and changed it to The Humble Way because it was more meaningful to me and some stuff I had went through. We'll probably talk about that later. But I felt like it was more relatable, and the logo was just stood out more and was more cleaner. I was able to do more with it, and it just had a deeper meaning for me, and I just rolled with it. And then the name just rolled off the tongue too. And then as far as just fashion, I always been into shoes and clothes and stuff like that, and I just made simple pieces look good on a good budget too. Some stuff I picked like little expensive pieces, but it just was simple. And my friends always asked like, help me put this together, help me do this. So it was natural, and it was just something I love to do. And you put clothes on, you feel good. So I'm like, let me make my own clothes, and I can just the joy of seeing other people with some stuff on you created. It's like a match for real.
That's dope. And over the years, you've been able to invest what you've been able to learn about fashion and continue to enhance the brand and build on that. And then also from like a marketing and a branding standpoint, been able to get your stuff in the hands of or get eyeballs seen by some pretty famous people. So I want to know if you could kind of like highlight some of those moments and like how those came about.
So some of the people, I had Sada Baby, Chico Bean. I met Barry Sanders not too long ago.
That's dope. I saw that. That was fire.
Appreciate it. As far as that, just getting that exposure, just being right places, right time, the networking with people. Sometimes you just gotta just keep stuff on you and just be there sometimes. But a lot of it be who you know. A lot of it be what you willing to, where you willing to put yourself at to get to those things. Because a lot of people, they show love, but it's just if you don't have nothing on hand, you can't do nothing. So that's one of the things I learned as far as like switching over to like keeping stuff in stock, like having it already made, because you never know who you might run into. And if you like, hold on, I gotta get this made, it's like it ain't gonna really be beneficial. And all you need is a quick little flick or a little video. That's all it takes for you to get that exposure. Like exposure kind of be free, but you still gotta invest in like some things. Just you gotta pay to get in some rooms or things like that. But it just kind of be falling in place, and I just be putting myself out there to get those eyes on me and the brand. And I would say, yeah, that's for that part. And what was the question before that?
I think that you answered it in terms of like how you've been able to build the brand, and then by doing so, these people who, like you said, are able to help you get more eyeballs or a different set of eyeballs on your merch and the things that you've been able to create. And I want to ask you real quick before I go into the next part of Black Fridays is, do you kind of buy into that, based on what you said, the Pullup Method, which I heard somebody else kind of coin that term? I won't mention their name or their brand because I'm still beefed out with them, because I bought some stuff from them. I never got it. And then I did some research, and this is a trend on their behalf. But man, maybe I'll do it on social media later. But to keep the positive vibes going, do you buy into the Pullup Method in terms of, like you said, being able to have something always readily available on hand. If you know you're going to be at an event where certain people are going to be at, like making sure you got some merch, either you wearing it or you have it like in a car, anywhere, like in hand. Do you kind of buy into that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you ain't got nothing, if you don't really got nothing on you, you can't show nobody that you doing something. Like most people that kind of do stuff keep stuff on them that they do all the time. Like if you go to the gym a lot, you keep a gym bag. I would say if you cut hair, you keep like clippers on you, but you keep business cards on you. If you got a business, it's a lot of people that don't know about you than people be thinking.
Right.
People be thinking, oh, my brand. No, like it's so many people in the world. You can walk outside and see somebody, and that's just another opportunity for people to see you and see your brand. But I do believe in the Pullup Method. But some exposure just be collabing with people. I collab with people a lot too. Like we collaborate and people with other brands. I put pieces on with my brand and they brand and just put a good outfit on and make some reels and just content like that be doing good because people be wanting to shop black and shop black stuff that look good too. Like people they really be testing the lines with like quality, shipping, customer service. Like I try to work with people who I know are gonna give the best all around experience, not just clothes, but customer service too, getting it to you on time and just the after effect too, like longevity of that piece that you bought. So I would say that.
Facts. So I got some follow-up questions, of course, but I want to introduce you to my favorite part of Black Fridays, which is Freestyle Fridays. So I don't know. You said you was hanging outside of baby. I don't know if you got some bars. You got the option to give us some bars, a poem or something, or you could do the rapid fire questions.
Rapid fire.
All right. All right, cool. So first question, do you remember your first job and what was it?
Yeah, my first job was Five Guys in Southfield. I did the toppings on the burgers. So I toasted the buns, put the toppings on the burgers. Yeah, that was my first job. Clean the what do you call that? The dining area.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Five Guys was my first job.
Okay, bet. What would you say is your favorite clothing brand that's not your own?
My favorite? I gotta pick one?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can't. Can I? Oh, that's crazy because there's so many good.
Or what's a item that you own that's like your favorite? That's not the Humble Way.
I'd probably say I got a 5-panel hat. It got the tiger colorway. The details on it is crazy, and instead of like the snap, it got like a pull string, like how the bottom of sweats be.
Oh, that's right.
I would say that's one of my favorite pieces that I picked up not too long ago.
Bet. What's your favorite? What would you say is a hidden gem in Detroit that you really enjoy?
Hidden gem, like restaurant or anything. It's a burger spot, but if I tell y'all, then y'all gonna start going there.
Yeah, exactly.
I like Mercury Bar.
Okay.
And Mercury Bar right there on Michigan Avenue. They cold. I ain't gonna lie. They cold.
For sure. Yeah, they've been solid for a long time.
Yeah, they get busy. Them fries and that burger. Yeah, we gonna stick with that.
And last but not least, what's the source of inspiration for you?
Source of inspiration for me? I would say probably just doing the Lord's work. Like my testimony. Just he, placed it on me to not minister, but just talk about what he's done for me. Like I post stuff in my story all the time, just like scriptures and things like that, just being the inspiration. Because some people do know the Lord, some people don't, but I just try to just, long as they see it and some stuff be sticking to people, and just with me doing it through fashion, it just helped another way for me to communicate to the masses more than, like, you don't always have to talk. Sometimes you just got to be quiet, and just how you move and how you speak to people and treat people to give people that something different about them, like, or that person. So I would probably say, I'm going to say that. I'm going to stick with that one.
For sure. For sure. Well, congrats to you. You successfully passed Freestyle Friday.
Oh, man, appreciate it. I thought I was going to have to beatbox or something.
Next time. So I wanted to transition into, you had mentioned your testimony and things that have happened in your life. When we got a chance to meet, you was telling me about the story behind like the Humble Way brand and how it came about, and like you had your own life challenges, and then that kind of is what gave you the inspiration to kind of move forward with the business. And wanted to know if you didn't mind sharing a little bit more about that and like what pathway kind of led you down to doing this building this as a brand and a business.
I got you. So what year was that? 2017, 2015. So I was working at the hospital at the time, and I was ran out the blue. I started going to the bathroom a lot. I got real skinny real quick. But I didn't really notice it until like after a while. I'm getting small. Luckily I was working at the hospital, and I went in and got checked. One of the CNAs was like, "You ever had diabetes?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Do it run in your family?" I'm like, "No." I got checked. The numbers that came up was supposed to be like diabetic coma numbers. So one, that's another blessing in addition to other things, but I'm like, you supposed to be laid out somewhere. Like, everybody is different, but thank God I was still able to function and move regularly. It's just my numbers was like through the roof. So I never been in the hospital before that, like had to stay overnight or do nothing. So I had to stay there for a couple of days, and they was like, "You a diabetic?" I'm like, "What you mean?" Like, it ain't resonate with me, because like I got my checkups every year, and it's just some diabetes you don't get till it just get on you, basically. And some people get it as a child, some people get it older. It's different things like that. And it was just something that I had to change. Like, I wasn't eating nothing crazy, regular stuff, but you got to make substitutions. You got to do like things that you don't necessarily want to do. Like, I was using I started with the injections. I'm like, I gotta stick myself every time I want to eat. They like, "Yeah." I'm like, "No, you lying."
Yeah.
But I had to do it. And it was like a honeymoon phase for a minute. It was kind of rocky. Like, I won't say my mental was messed up, but it's different, and you got to get used to learning your body, like highs and lows, and like how you feel, and some stuff just be like going to the bathroom a lot, or dry mouth, or like you get real kind of antsy when it's like certain levels, and you got to just kind of. It take a village to my family close, my friends close, but it was still something where it was like it was new to me, so I kind of kept it to myself. I didn't, even though I know only God can judge me, but it was just the point of, I felt people was like looking at me weird, or like I have to like stick my finger at lunch, or like do all kinds of like things. Like, later on, I started wearing an insulin pump, which is keep stuff more stable and like a mini computer. So I really don't have to do nothing now or prick fingers. But I had to get over that, like just thinking people was like focused on me, or like I was not like a problem. Like, I'm different, but that just made me feel like I'm kind of different. And it was like I didn't really want people to judge me, like, "Oh, you," like, even though I know they probably wasn't, but it just was an internal thing I had to get over. And the more I talked about it and expressed myself, and people was like, "Oh, okay," or "I know somebody with it," or tell me more. So I was able to talk to them and tell them, like, to see if they might have their symptoms, or other people, or just to know how to help me in case I need them to, I got a low, or I got a high, give me a snack or something like that. So that was a humbling experience for me, which it took some years to even get adjusted to even talk about it to like even some of my family. Like, and then as far as the fashion, that didn't stop, but that was an experience. Like, that life humbled me to make me better and change my ways to help myself and other people. So it was a way of life. So it changed me. Like, it wasn't nothing that I asked for. It was God, like, "This what you gotta do. You gotta deal with this. If you take it off, you take it off. If you don't, just know, do what you gotta do and follow the instructions that I gave you to get more out of your life than you not listening and not following instructions or whatever. Listen to your doctor, because you can get your fingers cut off, dialysis, or all that stuff. And I'm young too, so you gotta listen. You gotta do what the doctor tell you to do, and do stuff you don't want to do sometime, but just know the bigger picture is some stuff you may not know, and that dragged out to, the humble way pretty much. So, and I know other people got stuff they going through that life humble with them, or they might have a humbling experience that's coming up, but you just gotta just fight through it and stick to the program. You may not know what it is, but God got something planned for you that you may not know, and you gotta go through stuff to get to stuff. So,
for sure. And life gonna humble you in some way, shape, or form.
Whether you want it to or not.
Exactly.
So take it how you will, but you can see that THW and it's relatable to everybody, I feel like. So
were you already, so I know you mentioned you had the Humble Beast. It was called the Humble Beast before the Humble Way. Was that already taken, were you already in that, starting to play around with that before your diagnosis, or did that happen post-diagnosis?
This was before. So diabetes was 2015. Brand started 2017. Humble Beast started 2017. I think I did it for like a year or two, maybe like a year and a half or 2 years. Then I went to the Humble Way. So it was in a short span, but like 4 years or so. But yeah, diabetes was first, then the clothing line.
Got you. And kudos to you for being able to, make that pivot, understand that these life changes are happening, but then not using it as a source of motivation in order to go deeper into the business and the brand, and with the idea that you had actually set forward with, versus kind of, letting life get the best of you and really kind of going the other way, because it's so easy to have those things that deter you. Things either gonna motivate you or deter you when it comes to stuff like that, and then just being able to propel and say, let me make something out of this vision that I have.
Absolutely. So you just gotta do what you can do and pray for the best and listen to what God be telling you to do. Because if not, you're gonna make it way worse.
1,000%. 1,000%. So with the Humble Way, one thing that I noticed and I had mentioned to you when we had met is that your stuff is definitely quality. Like, you can tell it has a lot of attention to detail, and that you are invested in the makeup, the design, the look and feel, especially how people look and feel when they wear your clothes. And so if you could talk a little bit about your design process and how you go about that, because no shade to nobody at all, but this, like, the stuff you make, it ain't like this is a press on or iron on or it's straight screen print. Like, as you can see in the hoodie you got on, there's a lot of detail in that. The hat you got on is detail in that. So I really just wanted to know, like, what does your process look like in making these things and making quality material?
I got you. So I started with vinyl and like vinyl weeding, heat press, but when I started, I was like, I started with high quality shirts. I didn't start with low quality shirts. I started with high quality shirts, but I just was doing vinyl, and I was doing vinyl because it was like, that was a starting point. I did want to learn how to do the ins and out of my business as best I could before I started, expanding or whatever. But I did take pride in, like, certain stuff lasts longer too. Like, screen print, DTG, embroidery, it lasts way longer than like vinyl. But I just I wanted the best quality stuff. Like, you see your competition, like other brands, other bigger brands, like, even though some of them still use like cheap stuff, but you got to make your profit. It's a part of the game. But I just know what I want to put out, and I know the reaction that I get when I put something on that's a good quality and it feels good. It's a mind thing too. It makes you feel a whole different way than you just putting on the plain, like, simple tee. It does what it does for what it's supposed to do. But if you buy something and you spend this type of money and you know the story behind it, you expect it to meet your expectations, if not exceed them. So my design process is funny enough. So I don't have no iPad or no computer. I do almost everything from my phone. I need an iPad. Like, I do little stuff on the computer here, but I pretty much phone. Like, I be seeing stuff I want to, like, I be scrolling. I be on like feeds, like clothing feeds, fashion pages, and I see some stuff where it'd be like some stuff that I like. Like, I watch NASCAR, I watch football, so I might want to do something that resembles stuff that I like, or certain stuff in the season, but still keeping it the humble way, not like really going trendy, but still just making sure that it's eye-catching and still simple enough to wear with anything. I wanted it to be accessible to wear anywhere, not just, I only got to wear this on the weekends. I wanted you to be able to wear it to work, wear it to church, wear it to a picnic, wear it to grandma's house. It's some stuff you can't even wear, but to one place, like the club or something, and it's dark. So I wanted to make sure it was available for everybody, like size wise. Like people be like, where the extra smalls or where the 3X? So I wanted to make sure it's the brand, not for everybody, but it's for everybody that loves the brand, if that makes sense. So I wanted everybody to be able to be a part, because everybody feel like they should be included in things, and I just wanted to make sure nobody was left out. So I know when coming back to the diabetes thing, I had got small, and I think I went to like a size 30 jean and a small shirt, and I'm like, these moving quick. Where is the 30s in the? Then once I got back to my regular size, like large and like 32 jean, I'm like, oh yeah, I see what they be saying. Like you don't really know until sometimes you get in that space, but I still love like the feedback that people give me, because it's not just me. I'm doing this for y'all. It's bigger than me. So when people give me feedback like, oh, I think you should do this or you should do this, I try my best to implement somewhere down the line some pieces that some people recommended. They feel inclusion. They be like, oh, I remember I mentioned you should do this, and then they feel more closer to the brand, and I'm gonna drop whatever I'm gonna drop anyway. But just having that feedback and giving the people what they want feel different, I guess, so to say.
That's dope.
And then later on, I went the manufacturer route, cut and sew overseas. You're able to do more, add custom things. I wanted to make it as easier as I could to, when somebody order, I want to get it shipped to you the next day. Like when it get there depends, but you're gonna get the tracking number the next day, and that's a benefit of having stuff already on you, like not pre-ordering or not having to make it. It got its pros and cons, but
so you do bulk, and then you send out the orders yourself.
Yeah, I send out everything myself.
Okay.
Yep. And as soon as the bag get here, go through it, sort everything, do the shoots, whatever, set all that stuff up, and then once it's shipped from me. So just know I touched it some kind of way. Yep.
So you are strictly digital as far as like how the business operates, no brick and mortar?
No brick and mortar. My own brick and mortar, no. But I am a part of a cohort at K Walker Collective, Midtown Detroit. It's on Cash Street next to what's that place? Royale with Cheese.
Yep.
So I'm in there for 3 months. I've been there since like the middle of March. So it's a learning experience. It's different from online a lot. You see what goes into like having a store, being a part of a store, running a store. It's a great experience. I'm glad I was picked to be able to be a part of it. And I think it ends the next month, the middle of next month or something like that. But yeah, I'm in there. They open from 2 to 7, Tuesday through Saturday. So got some pieces in there and got some new pieces coming too. So yeah, but online for sure.
Okay.
Online.
And speaking of the K Walker Collective and being a part of that store, a lot of people who go the fashion route or maybe like creating an apparel business, they may mostly do like pop-ups and things like that, or strictly digital, but they may look for opportunities in order to be in stores and partner with other businesses in that way. Can you kind of like talk about how you sought out that opportunity or found out about it, and how so other people might be able to pick up on like, okay, I might be able to do this for my brand or my business?
Well, social media for one, and hitting those networking events too. It's a lot of resources around that's free. Honestly, like you just gotta follow the right things, like Michigan Business, Black Business, I think like Association or Business Alliance,
Metro Black Business Alliance. No, it's Michigan Black Business Alliance. It used to be Metro Detroit Black Business Alliance.
Yeah, one of them, the Detroit ones, where they be posting everything, like other retail accelerators, like Tech Town be having stuff, and I was just trying to literally just stay in the loop. Like it's free money out here, grants, and how to write business plans and all that stuff, and I was just trying to just do my homework, and it popped up, and I met the requirements, and I put it in, and I got chose for real. But it was a panel, I think they said, and you know they do pay attention to everything that you post. People be thinking you can post whatever you wanted to, but
it could be consequences to that.
Yeah, so you got to kind of be cautious to what you post, and people, they do look at like history and look at everything, so you gotta know how to move your brand pretty much. But it was social media and like networking events. People be having tables and pop-up shops, and just make sure you look at that stuff, because it'd be free money sitting right there, but you might walk right past it, or opportunities, and some opportunities don't always involve you getting paid for it either. Like some stuff be free, but you can like meet people, get in those rooms with people, or other stuff on the back end that you might not get by, not because you trying to make some money all the time. It shouldn't be about money, but just make money doing what you love to do in addition to. But yeah, pretty much.
I want a point that you had hit on in terms of people, like they pay attention to everything. You never know what opportunities might be out there and who's paying attention to what you do. How do you, like DJ, take the approach of protecting your brand in terms of the humble way or your own personal brand and making sure that you always putting your best foot forward and not having anybody looking at you, turning you down for opportunities for, crazy stuff that you might be doing on the internet or anything like that?
Well, one, a private life is a happy life. You promote as much as you want people to know about you or see. I still wanted to promote, like, I'm a regular person. I still do like regular stuff. I still go here or do this, but you don't want to just be all businessy all the time. I might post some funny stuff. I might post some scripture stuff. I might post some outside stuff or just general stuff. I don't want to be like salesy where it get oversaturated. Like, I don't even want to click on their pages. They trying to sell me something. Like, no, you got to find out kind of what works for you, how the flow of your page go. Like, you can't base it off nobody else's pages. That might not work for you. You got to just try stuff and see what stick or what kind of reels work for you. Because if somebody doing X, Y, and Z, you might have to do the reverse. Like, you got to try stuff for real and see what works and what catches the attention of your audience, because everybody's audience different. So this age group might like that. This age group might not like that at all. So you got to kind of, have visuals of, what you putting out. Do it make sense? And know, like, it be people that be watching that may never say nothing to you, and they just might buy something off the whim or bump into you and be like, oh, you said this or did this. You got to just be cautious, especially nowadays when they looking for reasons to so-called, like, cancel people over, like, the smallest things. You got to kind of be careful about what you post and what you do and what you say, and just promote but have fun but still be human. Don't be robotic. Like, you can't speak to nobody, or even you gotta reply to everybody, comment, because they interacting with you. That's, as they say, money on the table. But just be positive, be friendly, be nice, like you would want somebody to be. Especially if you building something, it ain't no blueprint, so you got to do the best you can to make the blueprint make sense.
Fact. And in the reverse, has there been anybody that mentioned to you like that your content or the stuff that you're building and doing has inspired them to do their own thing?
Excuse me. Yeah, I get DMs all the time. I get, messages all the time. Like, I see what you're doing to keep me inspired with, like, your consistency and like some of my posts or whatever. It ain't nothing like I'm doing that's out of ordinary. So it feels good. It ain't nothing where I'm like, I gotta force myself to do this. Some days you have to, but the day you just gotta know, like, it's bigger than you. It's more beneficial than you think it is. It ain't just you posting this for you. It's other people that be needing to see stuff or needing to hear stuff. Like, sometimes you might hear some stuff and it just catch you. You be like, I needed that for today. So it's just, it kind of boiled down to that. But it be people that I try to give out as much assistance or game, as they say, as I can. I'll give you some game. I'm not about to hold your hand though. Like, I'll help you out. I'll be of assistance because I know how it is. But it's like, you got YouTube, you got your phone. Like, it ain't no shortcuts. You're gonna have to end up doing this stuff anyway. But I can give you a little boost or whatever to help you, like, to lead you in the right direction, so to say. But some people be wanting you to hold their hand and do everything. Like, no, like, you gotta get your hands dirty just like I did. Like, I started out the trunk, like, pulling up all over the place, and then switched over and built and progressed. So
and I can vouch for that, because I had mentioned to you that I was interested in doing apparel for the podcast, which I still ain't do. So to the whole damn point, or leading the horse to water essentially. But you were more than willing to, like, give me some game on, like, okay, this is where you can get some quality stuff from. These are the people who actually, like, do it in the city in terms of what we had talked about, or people that you could vouch for or may have worked with in the past. So yeah, definitely, of course, willing to help and provide that knowledge that you've been able to gain over the years and provide that to other people. So I appreciate that. I need to put it in action, but
I'm waiting. I just want to see. I just want to see the results. That's all I want to see. For sure.
But I'm starting to realize I got to keep it. I got to scale it down because I got these grandiose ideas of certain things, but I really just need to scale it down, make it simple, and then get a few pieces, and I can just build from there. So
that's the main thing.
Get something in rotation.
Simplicity is key, and you can do more stuff with it. And even like you said, you got a bunch of ideas. One idea, lock that in. One idea, lock that in. Like, most people ain't trying to get 3 master degrees. They trying to get 1 master degree and then whoop wham. So right. You got it though. You're gonna be good. I can't wait to see the results.
For sure. Appreciate that. Is there for anybody who may be like up and coming in the fashion game and kind of trying to find their way right now, is there any advice that you would kind of give to them on things that you have either seen help other people or help yourself be successful earlier on when you're navigating the journey and still figuring it out?
I would say be consistent too. Start with being consistent. Everybody consistent is different too though. Like, some people be like, oh, you gotta post every day. You don't gotta post every day. Right. Your consistency might be 2 times a week. It might be 1 time a week on Mondays. Mm-hmm. Like, you just gotta find what works for you and be consistent, because the more people see you, the more people gonna know you and know like this is their schedule, kind of say,
and know what to expect.
Yeah, like if the store open from 10 to 7 every day, you know they open from 10 to 7. Like, you gonna see it. Like, you don't want to have to guess what somebody got going on. You want to see them and it be clear and visible, and you know like this is what they're offering. Mm-hmm. So you always want to be clear, and I would say consistent for sure. And don't be scared to collab with people, because everybody got different audiences, and the more you collab with people, that's more eyes on you that you can bring on yourself. And don't be scared to spend money on yourself. Invest in yourself. Don't be cheap on yourself when you want to charge good prices and you want good stuff. You can't be cheap. Mm-hmm. So don't try to cut corners. You just gotta get your hands dirty, and you gotta spend money to make money. Mm-hmm. So I would say that.
When you say the invest in yourself piece, are you talking from, at least from a personal standpoint, are you talking from like reinvesting in your products and your materials, or are there like any courses or classes, things that you like, events that you might have paid to go to that like help boost what it is that you're doing?
All of it, really. Of course, invest in your business. I would say it's better to get more. Well, to an extent, it's better to get more of a good price when you get more pieces of things. Mm-hmm. So that knocks down some of your price. When you doing like overseas stuff, it's better to get a little bit more, and that's more stuff that you'll have to be able to give out for free to certain people. Like, if you only got 12 pieces, like maybe start with 12, but then your next one get 24. You're gonna get a little price break, and then you're gonna be able to give out some free stuff in case you bump into some celebrities or some local known people. You want to have extra ends to be able to give out to, it might be a movie, it might be something coming up, and if you ain't got no merch, then you can't do nothing. Mm-hmm. And then as far as what was the other question?
Like if you invest in any courses or events pay for stuff like that.
Courses. I did like some Zoom virtual courses with like some other brands that I like follow, or like online. It was like some be 3 days, some be like ebooks or whatever. But it just be gems in there. You gotta just see for yourself. But it be good gems. Sometimes it be manufacturers in there. Sometimes it be like how to maneuver on certain apps, like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Every app it's different to certain things, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like, you gotta just see what your audience might be on Facebook. You don't have to be everywhere. You gotta find which one works best for you and just stick to the one that's giving you the most rhythm, if that makes sense. And pop-up shops, of course, most of them you gotta pay for, but you paying to be where your audience that you selling to is gonna be at. So it got different ranges, but people are coming to shop and see your business and other businesses. So put yourself in them predicaments and spaces to get known and be seen and make some money. Mm-hmm. So got to pay to play, as they say.
Facts. That's a bar. So DJ, what do you see on the horizon for yourself? What do you see on the horizon for the Humble Way? What's the big vision or goal that you might be working towards that you could share with us? Because we'd like to put it out there in the universe on the pod and then see it all come back in the future.
I'm gonna probably keep it short. I would say abundance, more abundance, all in every aspect, and me, and growth, and internal, external, the business, just spread more, just spread it out more. I want more people to see it, more people to believe in it, more people to believe in themselves, and just stay prayed up. And like, I don't know the plans necessarily. I can plan to, my brain gonna do this and that, but God plan might be something on a different scale that might be more beneficial. So like they say, I can't think of the exact verse, don't quote me, I'm so sorry, but it's a like we plan
and God laugh or something like that.
It's like we plan it, but God, he it's basically like his plan, not your own. Right. It's something along that lines. Forgive me, I should know this verse, but yeah, like you can plan all you want to, but if that ain't his plan for you, he gonna steer you from it, and his plan is gonna eventually turn into what he wants you to do and what he wants you to be. So I'm just sitting back doing what I can do and letting him drive the ship. So that's pretty much that.
For sure. Definitely can respect it, man. And love, like I said, love what you're doing with the brand. Love the mission that you're on as far as the brand goes, and being able to elevate and help inspire other people as well. And like I said, you know, I got to figure out my own merch, but I got something to aim for looking at the Humble Way. So I appreciate the support that you offer me in the show, and grateful to have you here today.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you having me, man. I appreciate you.
For sure. No doubt. And everybody watching, we're going to tap in with y'all soon. Peace.